Y'all come on in, baby. Come on in.
Please, Trudy. Thank you. They was getting more money than they unemployment.
I wait for everybody to come on in. 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 Y'all keep on coming in. Keep on coming in. Come in. Y'all know when I go live. Y'all know I'm gonna go live. Keep on coming in. Keep coming in. Keep on coming in. Keep on coming in. Come on in. That's right. Keep on coming in. Y'all keep on coming in. Come on 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 in. Come on
There's no budget here at the Boom Boom Room. See, we have no glam squad here. There's no hairstylist, no nail technician, no makeup artist, just you. This is a do-it-yourself type of gig over here, sweetie. So guess what? This will separate the little girl from the women. Now let's get to it.
Y'all keep on coming in. Come on 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 in. Come on.
What's up, everybody? It's another week of our point of view, and it's time to get our jush. How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing? Let me see who in. Because I didn't even go in the comments or nothing, child. Let me go back. Hey, Jason. Hey, Tony. Hey, Ephraim. Hey, Twin. Jawakatima, you on time, girl. Katina, you here? Girl, I ain't seen you in a minute, Josh. Hey, you, I love you, Antoinette. Hey, my niece, Sasha. Ray, Patricia, y'all in here, child. Share the live. Don't forget to click like, click share, click like, click share, click like, click share. And if you haven't already, please go to Chappelle 75. me turn my phone down. Please go to Chevelle Brooks 75 and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hey, Dre, Donna, and everybody. Kyoko, what's the tea? Hey, you, I love you. Tanner, you coming tomorrow? So, y'all, as y'all know, I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm without Coco. So, y'all know I am going crazy because, child, usually Coco be here. I ain't got nobody to holler at and tell what they doing. My girl Diamante and I was in here. LeVar. Hey, Timothy. And Ramaya. Tasha Long. All right, Anthony, Tristan, everybody. Y'all, welcome. It's another edition of Our Point of View. So, anyway, like I was saying, I'm sitting here trying. I got to do everything myself this week. I don't have nobody to check over me, make sure I got everything. So y'all gonna bear with me tonight, child. But I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, because it's my daughter Jasmine Brooks' birthday, and I'm here to celebrate with her and see my grandkids and all of that kind of jazz. So we go party tomorrow night for her birthday. I'm so excited because I haven't been here in so long. And it's always a good time when I come to North Carolina because they come from everywhere to celebrate and all that kind of stuff and to see me. And we get our jazz and all that kind of stuff like that. So happy birthday to my daughter, Jasmine Brooks. I'm done took over her house, child. I got my grandkids here. They can't talk and nothing like that. But, ain't no telling what might happen. They some teas, child. But I hope y'all got y'all cocktails. And if you smoke, get your vape pen and all that kind of stuff like that. And over the weekend, I went to Atlanta, Georgia, and I performed with Kamaya, and I performed with Christopher Iman, Mercedes, and Sophia hosted, and we had a good time in Atlanta, Georgia on that Saturday night. But on that Friday, I was at the Midtown Moon, and we had a USA retreat, kind of a Legends retreat, and it was Siobhan Scott, Tommy Ross, Naisha Dupree, Tamika X was there from Houston, along with some of the performers there in Atlanta. It was a great time. We really had a good time there. It was so much fun, child. And I saw y'all, I know y'all saw the other day I had posted a video of Tommy Ross doing her granddaughter's makeup. And that's very rare that y'all can see Tommy Ross doing somebody's makeup. Usually somebody's pampering her, but it's good to let y'all see that, we do help, the younger generation. We do teach and all the kind of stuff like that because, sometimes they say, y'all don't do this, y'all don't do that. All y'all do is read. It ain't no read, it's constructive criticism, child. You take it, and if you want to, learn something, you take it and you move on. If not, pay it, bitch, and there you have it. Get your judge. But I'm glad y'all enjoyed the video and everybody left beautiful comments when they saw her do. Child, because I looked over there and I gagged. I was like, what is she doing? Hold on a second. This thing is over there painting her. Oh, okay. But then she sat down and then she got some pointers from Cam. So, each one teach one. That's what you got to do. Shout out to Tommy Ross and Cam. And shout out to Maya Monroe in Atlanta, Georgia. And I also performed at Miss Georgia US of A Classic and Miss Georgia US of A on Sunday night with Naisha, Tasha, and Tommy, and Miss Gay US of A, my sister Kennedy Davenport. And we had Our Point of View reunion. It was me, Kennedy, Nia, and Nicole. Child, we had a good time. We was all taking pictures. Everybody had a photo op moment. It was good to be around everybody once again. So, it's going down. It was going down in Atlanta. Child, I ran into Mr. EOY, Zodiac Iman. Shout out to Zodiac Iman, friend to the show. So this Friday, I will be in Houston. No, Saturday. I'm sorry. Saturday, I'll be in Houston. So if you're in Houston or the surrounding areas, please come check out me, Portia, Adriana, Sin Queen, and hosted by Alexis Paris and Hamburger Mary's. And please make a reservation so you can come and enjoy the show. Sit down and eat, drink, and be merry. And also on Sunday, I will also be back at Hamburger Mary's with the Sunday Showcase. Chanel Nicole will be there. Also, Portia Paris, Tali Sanchez, myself, Symphony McKnight Capri, and my sister Tommy Ross. Now, I don't know if she's working this Sunday, what, that kind of varies with scheduling and all that kind of stuff like that. Next weekend, I will be in Madison, Wisconsin. For all you newcomers, if you want to go to Miss Gay US of A, this is one of the perfect prelims to go to. It's a good time up there in Madison, Wisconsin. The promoter is amazing. It's very seldom that, you have a promoter that can do a lot for you and want to do a lot for you and see you, make it in this business, and this is one of them that does that. So if you want to be a Miss Gay US of A, please hit him up. The pageant is next weekend in Madison, Wisconsin. You can check out hit Dave Ike up or Karma Zavich. And then October 20th, I'm having the Bloody Marys Ball hosted by the legendary Father J. Rock Ebony. The categories are is as is. Get your judge. If you're in town, come on in. If you walk, if you're in the house, come and walk for me, and all that kind of judge. Then on Halloween weekend, I will be in Mexico getting my everlasting life on a resort with Silky Ganache, Kennedy Davenport, Akira Davenport, Alexa Oasis, Mary Jane, Jenna Sky, and Daryl Newman. And we're going down there from October 30th to November 4th. It's going to be a good time. I can't wait. Chad, they got a new beach. I'm going to be looking over the fence because, bitch, I ain't going. I ain't putting this shape on the sand, bitch, like that. But also that weekend, if you're a Black Universe fan, which a lot of you are, Black Universe will be October 29th through October 31st. If you're looking for a table or section or whatever they do, please hit Craig Shaw up, and he will gladly help you get one of those and all that kind of jazz. All right now, y'all, we're going to welcome in our panelists. Let me see who I'm going to start with, child, because everybody here, this is sick, man. Let's start with Nicole Love Dupree. Hi, Nicole.
Hey.
How you doing?
What's going on?
I'm
fine. How are you? I'm good.
Yes, Lord. Let's welcome in Aja Dupree. Hi, Aja.
Hey, y'all. What's going on?
Girl, you back in Virginia?
Yes, and if there are any bar pageants coming up in your area that is giving a lovely prize package and probably going to book a girl for the whole year, send me that packet over. Thank you.
Hey, Neil.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, good, child. Welcome.
Welcome.
What up, Trent?
What's up, y'all?
Trent, you back in Paris?
I'm back.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
I'm back. And I thought I was gonna be late. I thought I was gonna be late tonight, girl. It took me longer to masturbate this time. But I'm here.
You know, you was in Paris, and so you had to do what you had to do. You had to, you know, it's nothing like home.
Paris.
Let's see what's going. Yeah. Hey,
Well,
Dominique.
praise the Lord and good afternoon, everybody.
Amen.
Come on,
I
Jesus.
mean, you better.
Let's make it
Come
work,
on.
Jesus.
Do you got the church announcements too?
Honey, trust me, honey. We're going to lay some hands on some people tonight.
Oh, girl, I'm telling you.
All right now.
Hey, the hands of the anointing.
Hi.
You got your oil, girl.
Just call me Juanita Bynum.
I'm weak. I'm hollering.
Nicole, how was your week?
It was good. Just the same as usual. Just work. Trying to stack this bag.
Okay, before they decide if they're gonna shut us down or something like that, just in case, you never know, what's going on with the government. You got to be ready. Be ye ready.
Yeah.
Aja, we was in Atlanta together, and I did not even see you
At all.
But how was it? What did y'all? Oh, y'all went to the gala this weekend, right?
Yes, we were at the I Am Human Foundation Gala. It was a beautiful event. So many faces and people I haven't seen, and it was really, really nice, beautiful night. Shout outs to Alex and Sean and the I Am Human Foundation and everyone that attended.
Girl, I tell y'all, I ain't got my fans, so I don't know what to do. I ain't got nothing to play with. I ain't got none of my stuff that I maneuver. And I tell y'all, I'm just lost. I can't pour that cocoa. I can't read. Dominique, how was your week, girl? Hello, somebody.
Baby.
Juanita.
Can you come over and cut grandmama's grass?
Juanita froze.
Okay.
Well, we can try. How was your week?
My week was pretty good. It was work as usual. We're pending a strike right now if they don't meet our demands with the but I see union. So hopefully they make an agreement by the 19th, or we going on strike. And I will say I'm so happy if they do.
Oh,
What are y'all wanting to change?
We want more rest.
Mhm.
Because we only get like an 8 or 9 hour turnaround. That means whatever time we get off from work, we're able to come back within the next 8 or 9 hours. But sometimes some people I drive an hour to work, and then it takes some time to go to sleep. So we don't really get rest. We work so many hours. They're trying to cap the hours and work on some more wages, especially for new media, like people who work for like Netflix or something like that. They don't get paid as much as us who'll be working at ABC or BET or something like that. So they fight for all those kind of things. So
Oh wow.
hopefully
Okay.
come together.
Well, I
y'all
hope
fighting
all
for
the
that,
best for
and
y'all.
yeah, y'all fighting for
Thank
that,
you.
and Southwest is fighting for vaccinations. So
They don't want to be.
They
And
don't.
trans people fighting for their lives.
It's a fight all across the globe.
Sure
Fight
is.
ain't never
Fight.
over.
But
Fight.
this week I know we're gonna throw it off a little bit, but this week at Southwest, like a lot of the flight attendants and they said pilots had took off and called in sick because they have to be vaccinated, and so some of them don't want to be vaccinated. They have to be vaccinated in order to work, and they don't want to be vaccinated, so they call in sick. So it happened on Saturday, I think Saturday it was. So it backed up a lot of the flights. A lot of the flights were canceled. People were missing their flights. I do know one contestant, Tariq from Florida, was going to Dallas, and his whole crew to compete for Mr. Gay US of A at large, and they canceled their flights and everything, so he wasn't able to make it to the pageant. So
he probably would have won too.
And even Mr. US of A, even Mr. US of A was having a hard time getting there. So but they got together by the time it was time for me to go home on Monday. Thank you, Jesus. Amen. I made it.
Okay.
Neil, and your week?
It was fabulous. It was Pride weekend. I
had a good time.
I had a great time all weekend. It was great. No complaints at all.
I know it.
Did you live in anybody?
You said what?
Did you live in anybody this weekend?
Oh, I was just hopping all over the place.
Oh,
I was a little here, a little there, a little everywhere.
Baby, he touched on every genre of the gay lifestyle on this week.
I was all over the place. I'm sad that the weekend was over. I almost cried Tuesday morning.
Oh my God.
we went to eat Sunday night. He talking about I'm gonna go home and take a nap. I thought it was like 2:00 in the morning, but it was actually like 11?
Yes, 11 something.
It was 11 something. He talking about, so we go home and take a nap, and we go to the after hours. No, we're not. No, no, not me. But Trent, what the heck just happened? See, look, it's just moving stuff. Okay. Queens. Trent is the key makeup artist, the head makeup artist on this sitcom. It starts Tuesday night on ABC. You can stream it on Hulu, or you can catch it on your Fire Stick or wherever you get it. But please go and support however you get it. I know I'm gonna be watching because I think it's gonna be really good. It's Notori Niden and Brandy and Eve and Nadine. Is it Nadine?
Yes, Nadine.
Nadine, I got it, Judge. Nadine, and I couldn't even find my notes because I wrote it down this time.
And not Hughes.
No. I was just wait, fall out.
Did he say not Hughes?
Yes, ma'am. Nadine Hughes.
Trent, something else.
Are you sure?
Oh my God.
So y'all go and watch this stream and put it on your DVR so they can get them views, so they can get picked up for another season, even before it even starts.
I'm telling you.
You know,
I'm
we gotta
telling you.
support our own child. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm very happy with the work that me and my team has done on this show. So I hope that you guys would love what we did as much as we love doing it. So your support would be greatly appreciated. And listen, I know everybody ain't gonna like it, but just turn it on, all right?
Okay. Well, I like Brandon and I like Eve, so I'm gonna watch them regardless.
Yeah.
You know, y'all. I watch Tyler Perry stuff,
Okay.
and that's some of the worst acting there is. Honey. I think
Baby, you better believe.
they get on their show and dumb down their acting. Girl, I'm like, girl, what? Now I just seen you on something else, and you was good in that.
I
But
just,
you get on here and act a damn fool.
And
I just
some
started
people
watching Eva new show. Acting is horrible, but I love the storyline.
See, let me tell y'all something. And the Eva show, everybody's talking, oh, it's so good, it's so good. I watched the first episode. Now, true enough, it's some beautiful men in there and all that kind of stuff like that, but the acting is downright horrible.
You know what?
Tell you, it ain't even pushed me back to the second episode. Just I'm gonna watch it because
I like the storyline, so that's why I'll be watching it.
Oh,
yeah,
child,
the
you like-
storyline is
y'all like
cute.
see-
It kind of reminds me of the Pink.
well, I'm gonna give it a try because I want to see the men in there. But
Stand
child,
back.
when Eva got in there with her sister and her daddy, I said, "Now come on, now come,
Now
y'all
they
ain't
do
make
show they show a lot of dick and they show a lot of ass,
and that's why everybody on there talking about, oh, it's good, it's
That's
good.
That's why. Just
Ooh, it's
warning.
amazing. Now come on,
Just
now.
warning.
Well, you got to do something to get the people into it.
Absolutely.
A show something. Because I'll tell you, I was just not there. I wasn't. So what they are showing on the TV is Dave Chappelle's show. And Dave Chappelle is in the news again. And he has a special on Netflix. And he tell y'all at the beginning of the special. This my last special. Y'all gonna be mad at me. Y'all gonna be mad at me. But this is my last one, so I'm just gonna lay it out. Here you go. And he started out like what everybody's up in an uproar about the situation that he said at the end of the show about a trans friend that he had. And I didn't get that far. I started watching it right before the show started. And when he started telling the story about her, he, laid down his disclaimer. That was my friend. She was a trans woman. He said, he had said that trans women, I'm not to say that trans women are not women. And so, but I don't know what sparked a flame in everything, but everybody's in the uproar. But so Black people should be in the uproar. People that's been molested should be in the uproar. White people should be in the uproar. It's a lot of stuff that he has said. Like even insensitive to people that's been molested, like he has said about he felt dirty because he ain't felt dirty since he was a child. And when he was a child, he got molested by the preacher. But I liked it. It was fun coming in his face. So he made light of being molested.
Yeah.
And some people don't take light to that. So how you just pick this one thing out of this hour-long show to really like attack him? That's how I feel. Everything was funny. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
And they never did mention about him saying how he set up a fund for the daughter of the trans woman that he knew. He never did. They never say nothing about how he went to the family after she died, to meet them and seeing if they needed anything and all the good stuff that he have done, because that was his friend. Everybody, not gonna like or appreciate what we are, and we can't make them like it. Just like everybody not gonna like Black people. It's gonna always be a struggle. It's gonna always be a fight. But we gotta continue to fight to make them understand and accept it. You ain't gotta like it. Just accept it. and move on, because my life don't have no bearings on how you do or what you feel or whatever. And I really wasn't. I'm gonna go back and watch it, but I still wasn't, thrown about it. How y'all feel about it, Nicole?
I think we have gotten to a point where everything now is just so PC that it's limiting the art, because that being a comedian is their art. And most comedians, or the majority of them, always say that they try to find humor in the hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they do. But now they're being so licensed that they can't say anything anymore, which takes away from the comedy. Back in the day, listen to the stuff Richard Pryor would say. And,
oh my God.
And they dubbed him as the best comedian of all time.
Yes, Amen. They do.
Amen.
But imagine if even back then, if they had policed everything that he had said or done, it would have been a whole crew of comedians that had never been inspired. I personally didn't have a problem. I took it as light because I was watching a comedy show. Everything is not, you're right, everything is not going to be funny to everybody. And like he said, if you don't like it, you can leave.
Did you say that?
Yeah. Well, I haven't watched it. I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched it. I just, hear about it, but I honestly haven't watched it to make my own judgment on it, or assessment correct on it. So I can't really say.
Dominique.
Okay, so for me, we just cannot pick and choose what we're going to accept just because it's supposed to be entertaining for us. Because just because it was on a comedic stage doesn't mean that it doesn't trigger somebody else.
That's why I'm saying, even with molestation.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The issue for me is not his comedy show. It's the people trying to tell other folks how to feel about it. If I am offended by it, you can't tell me I shouldn't be offended by it, because you don't understand my story and you don't understand what triggers me. Mm-hmm. Because once we allow these things to become normal, we can't backtrack and say, okay, we're not going to tolerate it. Just because it's on a comedic stage is no difference from when somebody says it on a church stage or on a concert stage. Words are derogatory, or they're vulgar, or they're demeaning, no matter where it is. For me, it wasn't funny. I wasn't offended by it, but for me, it was not funny. But however,
so what is it what did he say that that made them attack him about? Because I didn't get that far in the story.
Well, here's the thing. Why is it that if you're going to make a joke, why do you have to go to the lowest point you can go? Because for me, where I began to understand where people were feeling was, you went to the main stereotypes that people believe about every group that you address. Just like with the gay men. All gay men are not feminine with booty shorts and tied up shirts. That's not every gay man, but that's what most straight people visualize when they think about gay men. You can make a joke and make the same point,
I think
but you do not have to. But you don't have to go to the most derogatory place that you can go. The same way he did with the lesbian woman. He went directly to the butch woman, the stud, the manly looking one, but all lesbians aren't that. And then when you start talking about
you still have to remember, Dominique, he's talking about from his experience, what he experienced. He's telling his story. So the lesbian that he ran into was a hard stud. The gay men that he saw was standing there big and buff and booty short. He was speaking about his story.
No, but here's the thing. He didn't say that.
Yes,
he was making He made a generalization about people.
No. He said he was in the club. He was in the club with the woman.
Okay, well then let's go back. Let's go to the trans woman in the bathroom. When he was trying to make a point about a trans woman coming into the bathroom.
Right. So, and he was saying that he would rather it been a trans man come in and use the bathroom as opposed to a trans woman, because with them creating
That's
all
what I
these
took
laws
from it
and
too.
doing all of that, it's going to be unsafe for someone to experience that.
Right, but let me make my point. Let me state my fact and then state my point. Because
Okay.
I do understand at the same time he was addressing fundamental issues. But you can do that same thing without making it offensive or demeaning to people. That's where I stand. But that's
Well,
my
it's
opinion.
it's so
You all have your opinions.
yes.
I have my opinion.
And,
Like
That's
I
why it's called
said,
our point of view.
like I
Everybody got
said,
our
like I said, I'm not offended by it, but I can understand where other people may be triggered.
Dominic, you seem a little offended.
No, I'm not offended. I just talk really hard because I'm from the South.
No, he got you.
No, because for me, it was the whole situation was upsetting to me because people are trying to tell other folks how they should feel.
But they've been
And
doing that
you
for
don't have a
years.
right to tell
Because
anybody.
I want y'all to know. And y'all
how
said
they
when he
should
said
feel.
impossible pussy, I fell out laughing because I
Me
thought about
too.
I thought about the vegan burger at Burger King, and it's not a real burger.
And beyond pussy.
I fell out laughing.
But that's
I'm sorry.
comedic
I
genius,
said before I
though.
got on here, it's not gonna be bad.
And Trent, what did you say? A beyond what?
That's what he said. They got impossible
That's what he
pussy
said.
and beyond pussies.
Wow.
But
Because that's what they call. That's what the burger is called.
It's so comedic though. The timing is.
And it's vegan. So the people that eat beef and stuff, y'all mad because they call the vegan beef or the vegan whatever. It's impossible or whatever. If y'all don't eat beef,
beyond pussy.
So
Listen,
you like that.
somebody's gonna get offended. Somebody's gonna get offended. You cannot please everybody. You could do something so well, and 99 people like, but it's always gonna be that one person who got a problem. You cannot please everybody, but you do have to do your art. If that's your art, that's your art. And I'm so glad for me. And I don't care if anybody try to come to my page and bash me. Y'all know I can handle myself. For me, I am so glad that Netflix didn't pull this and get bullied by our culture always getting so sensitive and offended by everything. But here's the kicker. We do each other worse.
Yes. That's what I was gonna say. I sit up. I have a friend of mine who misgender like trans men, and and call them bulldaggers. And you don't say that, about a lesbian. That's a hurtful, term, but you're old school, so you think it's okay.
Hate that word. That word is.
I hate it too. And then when you see, if you know that they're trained, but it's okay. They kiki and they laugh at it, but no. And I always tell her, I was like, you can't do that.
Yeah. I mean,
but that's just like people.
But that's a little difference because what Dave Chappelle is, he's a comedian, so I expect comedians to say the most rudest things. I just want to laugh at a comedian. At the end of the day, if I didn't laugh, then I'm offended by that. If I sat and wasted an hour of my life. But comedians have always said the rudest things. Even going to comedy shows, people used to be afraid to sit in the front rows because the comedian might say something about you. So I wasn't necessarily I wasn't offended by anything you said because I don't even think he is the most hilarious comedian out there. I think it's people that will go way deeper than him. I think that what he said was really, I thought it was a nice story, but he had to put a comedic spin to it.
And that's how I look at it. And when you go to a comedy show, that's what you're going to have to go in there to look at it because they talk about everything. They talk about racism. They talk about rape. They talk about a whole lot of stuff, but they putting a comedic spin on it.
Nice.
And
it's him saying something in The Baby or Pastor or whatever, that's different because we typically look at comedians to be offensive and say things like that. But we look at The Baby to just sing, just rap. We don't go to see The Baby say other things. So, it's a difference. And I know a lot of people been putting the two together and they're not together to me at all.
But so then if you allow this, then when a white comedian says some things about the Black community that you don't like, then we're going to have to say that then they get that leeway too.
No, but that's a different struggle.
No, all struggle.
No, that's a different.
No,
That's a different
no.
demographic.
All struggles
Because
is a struggle.
black people,
Is
we
a
ain't never been
struggle.
able to counsel no culture or nothing like that. But gay people and with the influx of the whites with their power too, when somebody like the baby say something, they're able to counsel him, mess up his mind. But we couldn't counsel that country guy who said the racist thing. What happened to him? His album sales went up. We don't have that power. And like Dave Chappelle was saying in his special, he said the black people are jealous of the gays because the power that we've been able to have as of late to be able to counsel a whole person. He said black people have never been able to do that. And I find it to be so true. You understand what I'm saying? But why do we want to counsel everybody? These are teachable moments. Everybody not adapt and have the knowledge to understand who we are. We don't even understand who we are. Every 6 months, there's a different alphabet put on to another form of who we are. We don't quite understand it, but we want the world to accept us and grab us and understand every little thing we got going on, but we still trying to find this thing out. So why can't we extend grace? Why can't we say, hey, we don't want to counsel them, but what we want to do is we want to educate them so they won't keep making this mistake. These people was raised like that, just like racist people. They were taught racism. We were taught that to people growing up. I had a cousin tell me, you better not be gay when you grow up, but that same cousin gave me rock to sell on the corner. So you know what I'm saying? I can be anything in the world, but I can't be gay.
But like I said before, it's not about what he said. It's not about what anybody said. It's about you cannot tell other people how they should feel about it. Everybody should feel about it how they feel about it.
Oh, I don't.
Everybody should have that right. I don't care what he said, because whatever he said, whatever anybody says, that doesn't define me as a person. But if I am offended, if I was offended, you cannot tell me I'm being too sensitive. If I'm offended, that's my right.
Can we give you another way to look at it?
No choice
to say. Another way to look at it? Can we give you the people that's offended can't, and that's why these topics are so important. We cannot tell you how to feel, but can we enlighten you to look at it from a different standpoint, from a different set of eyes? Because all the time, when we first look at something, it ain't really what it seems.
If you ask that person, why do they feel that way? If you don't go to it, if you don't approach that person from an attacking point of view and say, you're too sensitive, instead of approaching them saying, why does this offend you? Why do you feel that way? And then you open up a conversation. That's the difference than just saying you have no right to feel like you feel. Try to understand why that may be why they feel the way that they feel.
That's very understandable. But what I'm saying is, should they be canceled before you even understand?
No, we're not talking about cancellation.
I put that into the equation.
No,
our culture, our gay culture. I did say this. We counsel people when they don't think on the same level we think of each other, and they don't know what we think they should know. We counsel them like we did the baby. Do you think there should be some grace from us to them as we're asking them for a certain amount of grace? Do you feel that?
For me, I don't care what anybody think about me or what anybody says about me, because the value of me has nothing to do with how anybody feels about me.
Hypothetically speaking, if you cared.
No, because I don't. Because I used to care, and that took me to a place of almost suicide. But then once I got to a place to where I knew myself, and I knew that my acceptance and my existence did not revolve around those people, I transitioned from that.
What if I take you out of it? What if I take you out of it? I'm saying hypothetically, should we counsel people for not understanding what it is we think they should know about our lifestyle? Do you think that? Not saying Dominique, I'm saying hypothetically.
Hypothetically, should we cancel people because they don't understand our lifestyle?
If they say something against us or say something derogatory, do we automatically just throw them away? Because I grew up in a church, and every other Sunday there was a sermon about how wrong I was for my existence.
I mean, but here, I don't understand the cancel culture anyway. Okay. Because you can never completely cancel somebody's existence. It's who
I
you
see how you be winning interview, Dominique.
No, I just don't. I don't understand. I just don't understand.
It's called the Great Debate.
She ain't gonna ask you a question. She can go everywhere else and make her own shit.
No. What I'm saying is I don't understand the cancel culture at all, because how can you cancel people? But here's the thing. If you get enough people on board with you that believe in the way that you believe, then that's how that works. I don't believe you can cancel anybody.
What had been happening?
Because let's say like Nicole said something about me that I don't like. I can't cancel her because she has her own existence. I can't do that.
They make it happen. Speaking of canceling, Raiders coach John Gruden, he has made some comments in an email, I think back in 2015 or something like that. And
look like Caitlyn Jenner.
They were he looked like Caitlyn Jenner. They were misogynistic and homophobic, and so he quit being the Las Vegas Raiders coach. I guess he wanted to get ahead of the story, so he quit before it was even time for them to give them time to even fire him. But let me go to my notes. He said, I have resigned as head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. I love the Raiders and do not want to be a distraction. Thank you to all the players, the coaching staff, and fans of Raider Nation. I'm sorry I never meant to hurt anyone. He denounced the emergence of women as referees, the drafting of a gay player, and the tolerance of players protesting during the playing of the national anthem, according to email reviews. Gruden's messages were sent to Bruce Allen, the former president of the Washington football team, and others while he was working on ESPN as a color analyst during Monday Night Football. He would talk about clueless anti-football pussy, call people faggots. He even referenced to Michael Sam being drafted with saying how they chosen a gay player to be on the team back in 2014. So all of those things he said in the emails, and now they're coming to light, and he's being, well, he was going to be crucified, but he got hit in the store like some of the other people we know, and he just automatically quit.
So the things that he's saying, I think that's part of going back to cancel culture, because none of that stuff was out of the norm for any coach when I was in school. I heard coaches call boys sissies and stop playing like a pussy and faggot all the time and saying those type of comments. So I think it's one of those things. He's a victim of the culture that we're living in right now, because I heard coaches say all those things growing up.
Yeah, but they saying y'all want Dave to rock, let the coach rock too. The coach was being demeaning and hurtful. That wasn't what Dave was doing. I don't think.
They keep mixing up the two until the beer tonight. Y'all need to pull out your intelligence tonight, because y'all need to know this is a separate situation.
A completely separate situation. You know.
If that's the case, think of all the rappers and the misogyny and references they use in their rap music. Y'all downloading that? If y'all say it's demeaning to women that they talk about
and that's a
or use them as a sexual reference, but they sitting up getting up, got knees like Megan. But they're not getting canceled for stereotype.
Listen, that's one of our.
Because then, if that's the case,
AT, you feel like Dave? You felt like Dave was saying his stuff about molestation and racism and all of that, and even Caitlyn Jenner and the gay community, trans women, to be hurtful. I don't. That means he just sitting up. He might as well just go live instead of having a whole concert to like bash different types of people.
You know what though, Chappelle? I'm telling you, you be talking about this till you blue in the head. Some people want to feel away. They want to. They comfortable there because they didn't even see the whole special. A lot of these people, I bet you, any kind of money, only saw the sound bites.
Ain't even watched it.
I did.
Don't even have Netflix. Don't even have Netflix.
Let me tell you something. The other night, Kim Kardashian hosted.
Tore her whole family up.
She wore them out and poked fun at O.J. Simpson murdering that woman. Who outraged?
Yeah.
Who outraged?
She sure did.
Nobody.
And I was talking to Sophia on Saturday when we performed, and she said she had called, the quote, she had called a couple of her friends who she felt like she identified as trans. and she said she called certain person that was trans. They said, "Do you identify as trans?" They said no. She said, "Okay." She called somebody else. "Do you identify as trans?" And she said, "These are people that she feel like identify as trans." She called some trans women and she called trans men. A lot of them said no. One trans person said, "No, I identify with the trans experience and the trans lifestyle, but I don't identify as trans." And then she called Nicole, and Nicole say, "No, I identify as trans, but you can call Cornelius and somebody else, and I think they might identify as trans." So then she called Cornelius, and Neil had said, "No, I don't identify as trans today, but if you call me tomorrow."
Yeah.
So Phil, she called T.S. Madison, and she called Angelica from Pose, and so she had she did have a great conversation with Angelica, and Angelica told her the reason why she felt a way about what he said, and I got it. I got what she said, but I don't want to, say what she said because that wasn't my conversation. But I did understand where she was coming from. And she said that T.S. Madison said what she said, and I can get that coming from T.S. Madison. But yeah, so she said she called these people because she wanted to see who identified as trans and why everybody was so upset. And the most of the people that she talked to that were actually trans, they never said, "I identify as trans."
Wow.
So that she said that's where her confusion came in.
Wow.
Which is understandable. That's very understandable.
Did you see about
Whitney would tell you all the time, "I'm not no woman. I'm Daryl."
And so that's what I'd be saying too. Like, how is everybody else supposed to understand our lifestyle when we don't quite understand? Because you're speaking of a Whitney Page who had breasts down to her knees. You understand? Saying that I'm not a woman. So if somebody called her a man in the streets, do we all jump on him because you disrespected her or whatever you identify as? It's too confusing.
Well, more than likely, she probably would have jumped on them herself. But but the thing about it, because I never forget when she moved to Arkansas, and we had very intense conversations because she didn't live very far from me. And and the first thing that she told to me, I would always call her Miss Whitney or yes ma'am, and she would say to me, she was like, my name is Daryl. I did this for entertainment purposes." So, and there are some people who have done that. They did it just for the stage. They did it only for, the money making purposes of it. I'm not saying I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but I'm just saying it, and I get what you're saying. It's hard to identify who is identifying as I'm living my life as a woman or I'm doing this for other reasons.
And I want to say this, like, even our mother, Colexis. So, and mind you, Colexis let her tell us she's a woman. And she never say, "I'm trans."
Yeah.
But
I'm a woman.
She always say, "I'm a woman." But I have seen her be herself when needed be. You know what I'm saying? As a trans woman, we don't do that.
Right.
So
there's just so many facets in life.
So many facets
that we'll never understand one another. But for me, let's just respect each other for whatever place we are in life.
Yeah. At least that's something that my mama said. Most people are gonna call you by what they see.
Oh.
And we all don't see the same thing.
Truty.
I'm just being honest.
But you guys,
guess what? About it was so many people were in such an uproar when they was trying to start the law about using the bathroom and stuff. The majority of the girls that I kept hearing.
What'd you say,
introduce yourself now, it's to the point now when you introduce yourself, you have to say, hello, my name is Aja, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. You have to do that because sometimes you may be, if you have to do that because some people are they, them. Some people are non-gender conforming. So you have to do that now when you introduce yourself. So people don't
like Taji say, what is word trans come from anyway? All of a sudden that, you know, they don't like tranny, they don't like, you know, why, you know, what we didn't come up in that era, so we got to teach ourselves too now, I guess. You know, every moment is a teaching moment. And so this is a teaching moment for everybody. But moving on to the next subject. Something, you know, before we go to commercial. You know, I love to put Lil Nas in the mix. Lil Nas always turning up for me. Every week he give us something to smile about.
Nicole, your man look good, Nicole.
Yeah, he give us something to smile about.
He got that bounce back because that baby weight is gone.
So I wonder who got it down for him. You think he went in there and got it down himself? You can't really see it on here though.
It all went to his meat.
I'm sorry. You don't have the other picture with him in his underwear?
What picture of him in his underwear? I ain't see that. He got a lot of pictures of with his underwear on.
Where's the first picture? Because this internet is giving me the blues tonight.
Nicole gonna get y'all looking at her man like that.
Who is that? Oh, is that Lil Nas?
Her man put it out there.
That is a beautiful man to me.
Her man put it out there though.
Oh, Lil Nas is so beautiful.
I respect him. I love him. He the team. Now I don't know. I ain't
me too. Oh my God, beautiful chocolate.
If it come on, we'll listen. Right now we're gonna go to commercial break. We're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about some general topics and stuff like that, and pageant topics and things to do and all that. So we'll be right back. Y'all go grab your drink and something and get your jazz.
All right now.
Thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Beyonce.
Beyonce?
Mm-hmm. Mr. One, let me see you run. Yeah, that's me.
That's you.
That's me.
Beautiful. Looking just beautiful. Wow. Ooh, but he about as strong as wet tissue.
Sing the one. Sing the wondrous love of Jesus. Sing His mercy and His grace in the mansion bright and blessed. He'll prepare for us a place. Come on.
Where do you get the church clips from?
Them people singing though.
What church was this? Because why was she singing from the back, from behind the curtain?
Well, I heard that lady. She couldn't sing anyway. The spirit was telling that other lady to go ahead and sing.
Oh my God. Girl.
She said.
Why was the church empty though when she was shouting?
Baby, the spirit hits you, whatever.
Anyone y'all ever caught the Holy Ghost like that?
I did when I first did when I was young. We was at the gospel music workshop.
I have to.
And I caught the Holy Ghost, and when I finished, it scared me.
I have to. Baby, and girl, I have done it once or twice.
Baby, you can't control. Let me go. Oh,
baby, let me tell you. And I don't know if it was the real Holy Ghost I was feeling, or just because that woman kept pushing my head.
You know what?
I didn't know if I better start jumping, or she gonna keep pushing my head, or it was something that really fell over me.
That's that girlfriend of mine. When she catch the Holy Ghost, she just goes stiff. She stretch out like an iron board. Wow.
Oh my God, I've never done it.
Hey, Nicole.
Nicole, let me see it, Nicole. Instant playback.
Girl, but if I tell y'all, baby, when I saw that, I was in the airport in Atlanta coming home, and I could not stop laughing at that woman singing, and she kept looking at her like, "Girl, I got this," but both of y'all sound horrible.
Oh my God! And telling the musician to stop playing, like
right? That was like,
oh my God, she was mad.
But y'all know them church people, you can sing. Baby, they don't care. It's your time to do a solo. They don't care if you can sing or not. You finna go do this solo this week. It's your turn.
Child, that was the pastor's wife. She wanted to sing her song.
Oh, God.
That ain't her ministry. She need to find a different ministry.
Oh, child, I tell y'all, that was so funny to me. Shout out to Real and North America Pageantry System. I hung out with them this weekend, and I worked with the queen. She is so much fun, baby. If I tell you, Kamaya and her mama Mercedes, they be at each other. Y'all got to go on their page. If I tell you,
they do not play.
They let each other have it. So we in the dressing room. They telling me, "Girl, I'm gonna send you some money this week for the advertisement." So yeah, I'm waiting. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna be the first one. So I'm trying to see which one of them gonna be the first one to put them on the Our Point of View comedy skit. I'm waiting on it, baby. But let's talk about this: perception versus reality. Which do you think is more important when you are a public figure? Do you to be perceived a certain way, or let people get to know the real you?
Well, for me, it depends on how big your platform is. Because people, when they're looking at somebody that's on a so-called pedestal or a leader, people like to see the unattainable. They like to see you in a different power, in a different place that they're in life. So the perception of you have to be something that they aspire to be. Now, you have some people that want the real person. They want to see exactly who you are. And for those people, there's a group of people that serve that community too. But a lot of people, like, we wouldn't want to ever see Beyonce be regular. We wouldn't go see her show and she just come out dancing in jeans and a t-shirt. It just don't make sense. So when you have a certain platform, people go off of what they see first, because everybody don't have the luxury of knowing you. So they go off of what they see at first sight. Your first impression is sometimes your last impression. That's just my take on it.
For me, it's so funny because
is that ours over there?
Oh, popcorn.
And baby, going in.
Girl, look, this is getting good.
Perception in reality, I think with Trix and Beyonce, I do think it's more about perception with her. But with people like Rihanna, I think Rihanna had that good girl perception when she first came out, and she just went bad girl, and it worked for Rihanna to when she just became her real self and going back and forth with people on social media, and people just loved it and soaked it up for her. So it worked for Rihanna. Now, it might not work for Beyonce that same way, but Rihanna, people loved it.
This is interesting. Hold on real quick. Somebody named Ivory said it's about perception. It comes with an unconscious bias. I like that.
Mm-hmm. I think that you put out there. I'll never forget when Oprah told Beyonce, "You put out there what you want them to know. You know, you never do anything that out there that you don't want them to know." And I think Beyonce have held true to that. Me as a entertainer, this happened to me the other night in Atlanta. One of the entertainers told me, "It's so good to really like finally meet you. You know, I wanted to meet you, but I thought that you were gonna be a bitch." And I was like, "Me?" And they was like, you really not like that? You really cool. I was like, "Yeah," but just because the persona that I put on stage and how that girl is on stage, that's who I want her to be. But that's not my personality. You know, I can get down and I can, go with Neil to the after hours and get grimy and stuff and Little Car Garage and all that stuff too. But I'm human, but just like when I posted the video of Tommy doing the girl makeup, that's something that we never see before. And people wouldn't think that she would do that. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even know she could do makeup.
Because of perception.
Right.
Versus reality.
Right. Because I know when I first met, I remember, I'll never forget when I met Nicole for the first time at EOY, it was very intimidating because she was one of the first Black trans women that I ever had come in contact with. And even though she talked to me, I was scared of her because it was almost, she was somebody that was unattainable. And I just held her to such a high standard, I couldn't relate to who she was. But then when I met her afterwards, I was like, oh, well, wait a minute. No, that's not who she was. So I think that when we do that to people, we hold them to these standards. And I think that people, they try, not her, I'm not saying, but I think that people try so hard to maintain this perception that they may end up falling into things that they normally wouldn't do to try to maintain a standard that's not necessarily their reality, but they're just trying to fit into what the public perceives them to be.
A lot of girls do that. Nicole, how you feel about it?
I think in some instances, in my case, I think we were put on a level so young that you had to be viewed in a certain way.
That's true.
And then I think once time went past, and I always use me and Stasha as an example for it, is that we got pushed into the positions that we were in at such a young age that we never really had got a chance to enjoy that youthful part of doing a lot of things. And kind of once I obtained so much in my career so young, I kind of reverted back to those days to try to rekindle that youth.
Yeah.
And then by that time, you really start not to care what other people think about you because you've outgrown that part and you feel like you don't have anything to prove anymore. So when people get to meet me, I don't know nobody else to be other than me. And that's no matter how you want to take it. So like when people say, oh, they don't say all of that when they go to the white pageants and all that. No, I say it to everybody. Whatever I have to say, I say it to everybody.
You sure do, Nicole.
So it's no different. If I have a problem at the white folks pageant, I'm going to stay it over there. If I got one at the black folks pageant, I'm going to stay it over there. Because if you don't, things just keep rolling the same way. Think of back when we really didn't have no whole bunch of representation at Continental. And I was reading about that. And they put it in that magazine. And next thing you know, here we go. We got 2 black folks and Tom.
And who, girl?
and Tom.
Okay.
And it was all over the town.
Aja, how you feel?
I think my reality is the same on and off stage.
Okay. Yeah.
Aja.
I agree with Nicole because, like she said, we were like, it's so early for some of us because this is all we knew. And so we were pushed ahead of time. So when people would meet me, they would do the same thing. Like, I didn't think you were friendly. Like, they would perceive me to be a bitch because of, I guess I obtained so much at such a young age and so early. So they probably thought, oh, she probably got the big head or whatever. So when I would go places and be me and just down to earth and I'm having fun, they just, they fall in love with you. So that's why I try not to judge people or even do the perception thing, because you never judge a book by its cover.
Right.
Even with people, they always try to make you out to something that you're not. You know, so that has a lot to do with it too. And then they have an experience with a quote unquote national title holder, and they think that everybody is like her.
Right. And the girls that have come before you.
Yeah, and that's not true.
Yeah, think of how many people always say stuff like, "Oh, why do they be with her?" You know, people would wonder why me and Erica Andrews would always be together. You know, what is it that she see in her? You know, because they had a preconceived notion of what they thought you were.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
I do think sometimes it's better for people to perceive you to be a certain way than your reality, because everybody shouldn't be
privy to your existence,
to know your reality. To me, so when too many people know your reality, that can also be a problem. So people should sometimes perceive you to be a certain way, not just in pageantry or shows, just in general.
Shout out to Flame Monroe.
You know, for example, you know, when you go to work, you are perceived a certain way at work. The people at your job don't know the real you for a lot of people. So, but you go and you put on this perception at work.
And it's a hard position to be in too, because as an entertainer, y'all are not only y'all are put on a pedestal, but y'all have a standard that we all. When I come to see Nicole do Whitney, I have an expectation of what I think that should be, even though it's her doing it. When I see Chevelle dance, I'm looking for a split. When she don't give me one, I'll be like, oh, she didn't feel it tonight. There's a certain standard that you guys hold. That's a very hard position to be in. And so those preconceived notions of you guys are that y'all are fucking fabulous at your job. That's what you do. Actors who go out and act every day, that's what they do. Everybody won't get a chance to know that Viola really wants the maid in the movie. You know, everybody won't be able to touch her personally or sit in the same spaces. And you know what? I liked it when it was like that. I hated when I started coming behind, as I look back over my life, when I started coming in the back of the stage, doing makeup on people and really seeing people for what and who they really were, because all of it wasn't good. And they are allowed that because they are human. But I enjoyed having my own fantasy of what I thought entertainers were. And how
it's funny because when I first started going to Chicago and was at the Baton, I instantly gravitated to Mimi Marks and because I knew Sasha and I knew Maya already. I loved Monica Monroe, but I would never go in her room. I would always walk by. I would speak to her, give her a hug, and talk to her, but I would never go and sit in her room. And she told me, one day when I came down to the Baton, she's like, you never come and sit in my dressing room and spend time with me, and I'm your sister too. I was like, because I want this perception that I have of you. I don't want to taint that. I don't want to taint that. So that's why I greet you. I hang with you to a certain extent, because if you do something I don't like, that's gonna be to me, and it's gonna be devastating to me, because I hold you to a certain standard, and I looked up to you as an entertainer. I do certain things that you do. You was my everything, so I don't want that to happen. So you don't want to be in that space of that person that you do hold to that standard. You know what I'm saying? You don't. I love Janet Jackson to death. I don't want to hang out with her.
But I mean, I guess my question is where I understand that, is that fair though?
No.
Is it fair? Because I mean,
it come with the job.
That's what I was about to get at. Is that what drives people to this depressive place? That they're feeling like these people hold me to this place, but they never really get to know me.
Right. Well,
you
allow
those people that you want to get to know you. You allow them in your circle.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. When you are a celebrity, or when you're a celebrity and you in mega movies or whatever, you can't just go to Starbucks like the next common person because you're gonna be overwhelmed and bombarded with people. So it just comes with the territory. And when you go out and you know that you do shows and pageants, you want this, you want that title, people are going to want to take pictures with you. People are going to do all these things with you and have these conversations like they are friends with you. Because the first time you say no, that you don't want to take a picture with somebody, or you kind of shade with somebody, that person is going to have a whole different conversation they're going to have with their friends about you. They're going to be like, oh, I met Dominique. She's such a bitch and blah, blah, blah. She didn't want to do this. So,
but see, you know what, Neil, though? For me, the person that I am on stage is completely different from the person that I am in real life, because the person in real life, I'm very introverted. I'm a very reserved person, other than the person that when I'm on stage.
So
they're very night and day people.
But off even when you're off stage, if you're at a venue or an event, you're still that persona, per se. Versus, it's different if I see you in the audience at a pageant versus at Target. That would be different.
And we want to look at you guys like that. I remember when I first met Aja. I know she probably won't remember, but she was Miss Liberty, and Aja walked in Tanisha Castelline's room to wish her luck that night. And me and my sister Keishana was with me. When Aja walked out, we were just in awe. We was like, "Oh my fucking God, this lady is so gorgeous," and everything. We just went up so hard. I wanted that perception of her. I didn't want to know what Aja did. I didn't want to know how she got up and how she ate her breakfast. I didn't want to. And I just wanted to see that beautiful young lady that walked in that room on that stage. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you guys have one of the hardest positions ever, because if you repeat your outfit, we like, oh, this must ain't got no money. That ain't what that means. That just means your clothes are made to wear more than one time. You know what I'm saying? We do have to appreciate our entertainers more and give them grace.
Oh,
what's Chappelle doing?
She's so crazy. So, y'all, let's move on to the next topic.
That's just like with the trade. The trade, he not gonna connect with you. He might connect with you in other ways, but he might not connect with you how you want him to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, moving on to the next topic. Do you think the gay community has normalized things like stealing, prostitution, escorting, doing porn, and stunting?
Y'all go ahead. Bye.
Dominique.
That one.
Come back, Dominique. Come back, Dominique.
I don't think it's being normalized. I don't think it's being normalized. I think that goes on in every community. It's prostitution in every community. It's boosters and all of that.
Yes, it is.
9 times out of 10, when I'm buying from the boosters, they straight.
Yeah. What it is a means to a means.
What it is life.
It's life.
Exactly.
That's where you at. That's where you at.
I stole for many years, honey. I stole for many years. Let me tell you. And got away with some things that I probably should have went to prison, but by the grace of God, I never went to prison or nothing like that. But it was normal for me. It was my job. It was like I had a whole orchestration of what days I was going to go out. On the weekend, I went to party and shop and spend my coin. Like, so it is a career for some.
It is.
You know, never mind.
No, say what you're gonna say.
I don't think it's a normalization for things. I think that when you go out and you're doing what you're doing, you know what you're doing, no matter whichever one it is, whether it's boosting, prostitution, whatever it is, you know what you're doing. You know it's illegal, and you know if you get caught, what the repercussion is behind it, and you have to hold accountability for that. And I think it's simple as that.
Right, and it's an extension of surviving too, and surviving just not on a normal level of life. Again, let's go back to perception. When we come out, you know, when you see somebody with money, or you see a girl walk in who's dressed to the nines, who drive a nice car, we all want to obtain that type of stuff too. But sometimes if you work in these regular jobs, at which we're seeing a big influx in people quitting their jobs and not wanting to go back for the wages that they work for. Sometimes people can't afford their lives, being honest, going to work every day.
They can't afford the lifestyle they want.
but they still living on the very bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? No one should have to do that. No one should have to beg for $20 to go get some gas to make it to work next week. You know what I'm saying? I do understand that people have to learn how to have money. They got to learn how to save. They got to learn how to invest. That's a whole different topic. But to go to work all week and when you get your check, you still don't have enough to pay your bills, then that makes it hard too. I don't think we're normalizing this behavior. I think we're saying that sometimes we understand you have to do what you got to do till you don't have to do it no more.
So when you say survive
or till you can't.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So when you saying surviving, do you think it should be an end goal or just your way of life?
It should be. It should be.
Yeah, you can't do it forever.
Because you can't do it forever, and nothing lasts forever. Because all that stuff I used to obtain that way, I have nothing to show for it. Not one handbag, none of those luxury cars, none of the furniture, none of that. But everything I've worked hard for, because I live within inside of my means, I still have it, and I'm able to keep it because I'm living in reality. I'm not trying to live. If somebody else's budget is $50,000, I know that's not my budget.
Right.
So why am I trying to live outside of my means?
That's the thing. Go ahead. That's the thing. Like, I think it needs to be an end goal to it, because even prostitution might go on forever, but you might not have the same body or looks forever. So,
and guess what? When the dates have come through some of it, baby, they don't want to date you no more.
Yes.
Damn.
I hope nobody.
Like they say, when you can't sell pussy, you start selling plates.
You know what?
A different kind of catfish.
What y'all talking about?
About normalizing
criminal activity.
Criminal activity.
Oh.
But you know what? So the doing porn thing, that's kind of weird for me because, you know, seeing porn, being younger and seeing people that do porn, they were like celebrities to me. But now when you see them in the club and they just everyday people, it just takes the fantasy away from it.
That's why it's so easy for us to talk about, because they're everyday people. You know, usually it's a fantasy to go to when a porn star will come to the club. Ooh, child, so and so come. You never thought that, you know, your girlfriend was gonna be the next porn star. You know what I'm saying?
Who y'all favorite porn star though? Mine's in Germany.
Mr. Marcus.
Mr. Marcus.
Oh,
you know mine varies. You know, right now mine kind of varies because.
Oh, you talk about gay porn stars, Trent?
Oh, you be acting like you straight?
No, I just thought you talking about like growing up. Mr. Marcus was like that person to me.
Oh, you fantasized about Mr. Marcus?
Yeah, that was Calix's one too. Mine was Black Stallion. Sure, I loved him. And then it was. Look at the cold face.
Mine was Mandingo.
Yeah, I liked him too. Ooh, I forgot about him. Where he at?
He's still around. He be on them videos called Black.
Child, you talking about Mr.
Girl,
Marcus?
get in. Oh, and you know,
yeah, Marcel, I like him too.
Who?
But my favorite gay porn star his name is Trent King.
Yeah, see, I don't know him.
Oh,
do the say I hate gays.
My gay favorite porn stars, they're not porn stars anymore to me. They like regulars. So
tell me about it. Tell us about it.
Oh, I used to love me some Rio Child. That Rio Child.
Somebody said Bobby Blake was, and mine until I screwed him.
I couldn't deal with Bobby Blake. I didn't like Bobby Blake because Bobby, and then his voice, he was very.
Blake will fuck and beat you up.
He was very Mike Tyson by the voice,
and he looked like a deacon.
Girl, I used to love some Castro. Now,
he a preacher now.
Oh Lord,
Bobby Blake is a preacher now.
What's his name? Reverend
Right, Tashi. Word.
Oh yeah, I like Mustang too.
He got a story to tell.
He got a testimony.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay, child. So Tamar Braxton was just in the news saying she refused to pay half on a date. How do you feel about paying half on dates?
I'm not going.
Really, Aja?
No, like what kind of, but okay, wait.
No, what kind of date?
Wait, it depends on the dynamic of the date. If a man has invited me out to a date, you're inviting me. No,
Okay.
Shout out to Big
you're
B.
gonna pay.
First of all,
I get
If
you,
I'm going
Aja.
on a date with one of my girlfriends or a sister, and we going, that's a whole different dynamic. But if a man invite me out, no, you gonna pay.
Yeah.
It's not gonna split on no date, and you trying to get in these panties or whatever you trying to do. Like, no.
Because you know,
But
for
not
me, because I've been known to ask if I find a man attractive, I'll ask him out for a date, and I'm gonna pay for it. I expect him to.
Because you
asked him.
Right, but yeah. But I understand where Aja's come. I thought she meant she would never pay nothing.
No,
I mean, I've been out on a date and I've paid my part of it. Because
why though?
So that means you weren't interested, or he wasn't interested?
No, we still had sex that night and everything.
Oh wow!
But I feel like
I always pay.
If I have too many drinks, I feel bad for people paying certain amounts of me. Like if I go out and I have like 2 or 3 drinks, then I don't want you paying for me. Like I want to pay for myself. I feel bad when somebody has to pay a certain price for me.
So Trent, Neil, let me ask you something. So as men, so does that not feel right to you if you got on a date and then somebody pays all for you, or you pay? Is it customary for men to just pay for half, or what's what is that?
I don't like no one to pay for me. I'm kind of old fashioned in that sense. I like my men kind of feminine. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm taking them out or something like that, I always pay. Not for anything else, because that's something I was taught to. My grandmama raised us like that. You pay for your half, and it's always stuck to me even when I came to understand who I was as far as my sexuality. But I always pay. It's not a thing to me, and I always want to know that I kind of got it like that.
Okay. Oh, well, of course you do.
Certain people over time, if I'm dating somebody,
and when is that?
We might get to the point where I date. I pay for you this time. What you said?
I understand what Neil said. It's the compromise.
Yes.
I understand. When is that?
I mean, we might get to the point where I pay this time, and next time you pay, something like that. But I don't feel like one person just has to necessarily pay all the time, or vice versa.
Right.
Darling Nikki, women are supposed to be independent these days, so they should pay. They should pay for the men.
Yeah. Darling Nikki, what you say?
Nikki, what you got to say about it?
No, I mean, if someone asks you out on a date, I think they should pay. It's a difference if we come to a collective thing, talking about we're gonna go do this or something, and then you split a bill or something like that. But,
what if they card bounce? Have y'all ever been out?
Oh Lord Jesus!
I am so weak.
Last date. Last date, because
last day.
Yeah, that's the last date right there.
Or you be with somebody and they be like, "Oh, I left my card at home." Bitch, you don't order Ruth Chris. No.
So she say all the tops pay.
The tops pay.
Okay, girl.
What if the top come in a feminine form though? Like
pay.
She better pay. Pay.
Pay, honey. Pay.
They pay for other things. Why not pay for the dinner?
Yeah, but that's your husband though, Terry. That ain't your date. You going out on a date. Husbands, y'all supposed to, husband and wife, you do this and that's what's I don't know how y'all do it. I ain't married.
I ain't had no real date in over 4 years.
Girl, hello, somebody. Damn. Wait, hold on. One trail. Okay. Do y'all feel that there are individuals in the alphabet community that use the community to get a certain plateau in their careers, as in, I'm doing this to bring awareness and visibility to us. In return, you never see what they give back to the community once they have made it.
Are we?
I'm not understanding.
I
What
mean,
you say,
I guess
Nicole?
everybody have different versions of what they say giving back to us mean, because I think just in general, a lot of people be thinking giving back to us means something like, awareness to. It could be a youth shelter, it could be trans awareness, HIV/AIDS awareness, but there's other ways to give back to us outside of those things. But I think a lot of people, when they say give back to us, they're referring to something on that line.
Yeah, but yeah, I can see that part. But I also feel like if you say you're doing it to bring awareness, that means that you are trying to seek a bigger platform. And so then when you reach your place of celebrity, you're going to use that celebrity to bring even more awareness to whatever it is that you said that you were going to bring to it.
Well, I look at it like this, and Gene and Trent, they in the community, they do make up for everybody and all that kind of stuff, and they are able to bring people on to them that they know will do a good job at when they're in the position to bring people on. Right. I think like that, and they have. Like Gene has brought people on to whatever he's working on, and so has Trent. So I think that's like giving back to your community. That's helping somebody along that wants to do this. They're serious about their craft. They're not no bull crap. They're not going to come on this job and do no, they're serious about it. So they're not going to help everybody. Because you can't help everybody.
But that's like the girls that have shows and don't book the girls for certain reasons, or they own personal insecurities or whatever. But they want you to book. They work on everybody else's show. Well, no, that's not how this go. I have girls, you have girls. Why you don't book none of the girls, but you always want to book? And like, no, you not giving back.
But on what level are we talking about? Because I thought you were meaning, say like I'm trying to get on a bigger plateau, and I say, if y'all help me get to this place, I'm going to use this place to bring more awareness to the trans community. Is that what you're talking about, or are you talking about helping bring other people?
I'm just talking about, because it goes back to giving back, or when it goes back to giving back into your community, coming back or pouring back into your community.
Okay, so that's what you mean. Well, I was thinking like on a bigger plateau.
No,
it could be that bigger plateau.
It could be a bigger plateau, because guess what? What if you didn't have this gear, or what if you always worked at my show and you didn't have a platform, and then by me giving you the opportunity on my platform afforded you the opportunity to get your own? Now you're not going to book me, or you're not going to bring any of the other girls, or you pick and choose who you want to bring. But we're all a community. So my thing is give everybody the opportunity. If you're going to go work with everybody, then you should bring people to work with you if you have that opportunity to do so.
I look at it in a different way. Well, when we talk about visibility and bringing awareness to something, if I am the head of a network, or I have a position to be a head of NBC, I might be the first black person, the first black male gay person in this position. Bringing awareness to that position, or awareness to my people, could be hiring other people so you can see that they are equally as talented, as equally as bright in this position. Like, bringing awareness is way bigger than outside of the scope of gay people or alphabet people. It's way bigger than that to me.
And I almost perceive this, as you were saying, people like to use the gay agenda to push forward what they got going on. I instantly thought about different organizations that's going on now. With that, it comes a lot of resources, a lot of money, Some people get in it just for the money. Some people get in it to really, really pour back in the community.
Mm-hmm.
But people who put together organizations, they're no different than anybody else. People want to make money. They want to make money at an alarming rate. Everybody deserves to be paid at a certain level, right? But you got to be. I'm proud of a lot of people for doing the work in the community. Let me shout out one organization in particular that I know, a Vision for Hope. They have transition houses for LGBT people, gay males. They also have a trans house. And to my understanding, he's about to open up a whole nother house for trans girls. This is for them to get on their feet and get to the next level in their life or career. So when it's stuff like that, I see them putting back into the community. Those are the things I like to see, like the I Am Human and all these different organizations.
Right, right.
I like when they're doing that on a bigger platform because you actually see the work. You
Nations
see them doing
Foundation.
Nations Foundation.
Like
They're
the
doing
ones,
the work.
Mahogany,
I like
Project Inc. and
See, like everybody who get an organization won't be in it for the same thing. Some people in it to see what they can make and see how far they can get in life.
And some people get it because they get grants.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They get grants.
Get misappropriated funds.
Yes.
Yeah, misappropriated funds and throwing parties and having things like that. But no, that's not what you're supposed to do with it. In our community, not just our gay community, but in the Black community, we always shun going to therapy. Do you think seeking therapy should be something people should normalize, like they normalize a lot of stuff that shouldn't be normalized?
Yes.
I think they should. I think they should. I'm not opposed to therapy. I think even though when the post tragedy happened, they offered therapy to us. I didn't take it because I felt like I didn't need it at the time. And I didn't realize until I got back to Houston that I should have went to therapy. Because I think that it was a lot that happened after the aftermath of it all that I could have talked to somebody about. And I think that, that had a lot to do with my weight loss because I didn't have nobody to talk to. And that was my way of, that was my therapy. Like going to the gym a lot and all that kind of stuff. That was what I did to cope. But once I got to see my mama, I thought everything was okay and did not realize until I got home that I should have talked to someone. And I have girlfriends that have went to therapy and they tell me how it worked a lot for them. And it's really good. So I think that, you should have somebody that you need to talk to that is unbiased and that don't know you and not your friends.
Right. I went to therapy. I didn't go at the time, but I ended up moving all the way to Connecticut and I didn't have anybody there. And I was alone, and then just everything that we went through and not talking to anyone at that time, I started to go to a therapist, and it actually helped a lot. It really did. It absolutely helped a lot because there were things that I had bottled up that I had probably been holding on to and, felt the need to talk about and talk it through. And I had aha moments or epiphanies or whatever. So absolutely, it's important and it's needed.
And I think everybody, if you haven't did it, you should definitely do it. My job, they offer us 4 free therapy sessions a year, two each semester. So when I first did it, I was just like, oh, it's part of my benefits I'm paying for, so I might as well do it. But I actually really enjoyed the person who I talked to. I do it 4 times a year, but it's really a good conversation with somebody that you don't know. They offer you a different perspective, and they really never give you an answer to anything. They just question you and make you
think
deeper into what your thoughts are. So that's like what I love about therapy because it's like I'm talking to somebody, but all they're doing is asking me questions and be like, okay, so why do you think that? So why do you like? So it's like, okay, I'm getting to the root of things because you keep asking these how and why questions.
They
Yes,
forcing you to think.
absolutely,
They
Neil.
forcing you to think differently than what you would have, because like we're all shaped and molded by the things that we've been through and gone through growing up, and as it pertains to what we've been through being in our adult life. Sometimes you need a fresh perspective. Sometimes you need to help seeing things differently than how you see it. I think what's happened in the Black households is that we've we've had to be strong for so long that weak ain't even an option. So a lot of people look at therapy as you being weak, that there's something wrong with you and you need to be fixed. But it's not that you need to be fixed, it's that you need help. You need better tools to deal with the things that you've been through, the traumas you hold. They're not going to go away, but if you bet, it's this old church song, Lord, don't move my mountain, give me the strength to climb. These are all mountains in our life. The mountain is not going to move, but if you learn how to navigate it and climb it better, you're able to cope with life differently and better, so that you don't fall into depression, so that you don't fall into self-destruction. You need help with this, and it's okay to say, hey, I'm a little lost, I'm weak, I need help, I need somebody to talk to. We need to normalize therapy, whether you feel like something is wrong or not. You'll be surprised what you will find out about yourself.
And I do think that this is one of the issues that's more cultural. And I'm not a part of a lot of other cultures, but like Black people in general, they tell you like pray about it, go to church, sleep on it, you'll feel better tomorrow. And as you said, like being weak that's just not an option. So Black people that I know, in my experience, social, emotional, anything like that, they're not going to display those things. But you really should go out and talk to people. Even if you don't feel you need therapy, just go, because it's a lot of good Black therapists out here too that really can connect to you. And I just think everybody should do it.
Nicole, you mentioned to us on the show before that you started therapy. Tell us how your views on it.
I think it was not was, but is a very eye-opening experience, because you can learn so many things about yourself and so many things that cause triggers for you to get you to dark places. And I haven't learned it all the way yet, but I have learned how to try to like navigate through some things. It explained to me a lot about why I handle things a certain way. Growing up, we always taught that we had to suppress everything. And y'all know what, I'm one of the best people at pushing stuff down and, knocking it away. But I learned that you can grieve all kinds of things. Like you can grieve friendship, that you no longer have. You can you can grieve a loss of your time. And the body, you may not acknowledge it mentally, but the body can acknowledge things that's going on. That you hold it in, that you hold it in internally. And I have done that. I have fallen out and I spoke with someone, and that was a lifelong friendship, but you're grieving that friendship. And that can take a toll on you. And then it can all just come to a head with one incident that doesn't even have anything to do with those incidents that can cause you to spiral out.
And people don't understand that.
And I'll give you all a very good example of something that happened to me, which is what led me to start going to the therapy. And I know people have heard me talk about this, about being molested before and all of that, but that was one of those things that you just kind of suppress and you put to the back, and you really don't deal with it. And especially in the Black culture and our families, you don't talk about that stuff a lot. And back then your family and stuff all didn't have the tools to try to navigate through that. Or it was, what happened in this house, stay in this house and shut up and don't talk about that.
And shut up about it.
We don't talk about our business. It was this past Mother's Day that we were leaving from the Sunday brunch, and we went by Kroger because we had to pick up a few things to finish dinner. Well, I saw the man who molested me.
Oh, wow.
That I hadn't saw in I don't know how many years. But what I learned, and it took such a great effect on me, that I still get nervous and stuff sometimes. Even if I'm walking in that store, I get nervous. The reason I felt like I was fine all of these years was because in my head, living here in Atlanta, I never thought I would see him again. So I felt safe. None of that would bother me. I felt in control. I wasn't going to have these kind of problems. But the moment I saw him, it took me back to that little kid that I was. And it made me feel scared and paranoid and all of that.
Right.
So you have to, it's helped me to be able to get some of that off my chest, you know, to be able to talk to somebody who had no idea who I was, who wasn't going to judge me, and who wasn't going to try to tell me how to handle something, but being an ear to listen, to allow me to get it off, you know.
Well, I'm glad you did that.
And then they talk to you and give you guides and things to do. Like I have to write every day.
Journaling is good.
3 positive things, 3 negative things, and then write 6 things that I feel blessed about.
Right.
Wow. So you're conquering that mountain. You're learning to climb that mountain. Good for you, Nicole.
Yeah, good for you.
And then people don't know why people are the way they are. You know, I've been masking my pain and stuff up so much over the last year with alcohol because sometimes you don't want to deal with what your real reality is.
You talking to
Then you do have people around you who claim that they love you and all of that, but then when they want to talk to you and say something, they want to say it when they out in the streets and stuff. Well, you have every opportunity to call and check on me while I'm at home. And you did, and then that becomes a hurtful thing.
Right.
So when people turn around and think that you act in some type of way, you're doing what you have to do to protect your peace and your mind. So no, it's not that I'm being funny or that I've changed. It's that I have to do what's best for me. So if my conversation is limited with you, that's me protecting my peace.
And you have to understand that.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be no funny or nothing. It's just that I'm trying to work on me, and I can't work on me when your negative energy is messing with my peace.
Sometimes people benefit from you better when you are in that hurt place, and they want to keep you there.
That's when a lot of people pounce. That's when a lot of
they
people
want to keep you in that place because they can take advantage of you when you're there.
They like to see you there so that they can look down on you and they feel better about whatever their problems are.
And they can get out of you what they want.
And this is why therapy is so good, piggybacking off of what Nicole is saying, because once you learn who you are, once you learn whose you are, then you don't expect so much from people. You know, people are flawed entities. You know, they're not going to be there for you in a hard time. People may look at you for fun, and that's all they want to do is have a drink with Nicole. They don't know that while they're having a drink, they're enjoying themselves, but Nicole is masking pain. You know, so that's a different thing. And people are pouring to that in your life, but very few people are pouring to your physical being or your mental health. Very few people are check on you, like you said. When you see me out, you'll have fun with me, but very few people will check on you. So once you go to therapy and try to understand those feelings, you don't be as mad at those people because now you know exactly what you're dealing with. And you know,
and I learned this, Trent, and this has stuck with me for the last 6 or 7 months. Expectations lead to disappointment.
They do.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I don't expect anything from anyone anymore. Because whatever I'm going to do, if I do something for somebody, I'm just going to do that out of the kindness of my heart. But I'm not going to expect that in return. So people always say treat each other like how you want to be treated. Nobody going to do that.
No, that's not true. They're not going to do that. And on that note, we're going to go to commercial break.
According to how you treat me.
And on that note, we're going to go to commercial break. We're going to come back and talk about.
I'm going to say something about that when we come back.
And we'll be right back.
All right.
Prank on by telling him my ex
about to get off work and I'm about to do a prank on him. I'm about to be in here crying my eyes out because I'm going to tell him that my ex-boyfriend died and I'm going to see what his response is going to be to it. Stay tuned.
Hey, what the fuck going on in this dog motherfucker? You pay the goddamn light bill or something? God damn. Fuck wrong with you? Baby. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, man? The fuck wrong with you? Man, come on now. Who the fuck Brett done did now, man? Damn, is it Anthony? What's going on?
My ex died, man.
What the fuck you say?
My ex died.
Yo, who? Yo, who died?
My ex.
Bruh. You say your ex, you talking about like your ex-boyfriend. Man, get the fuck out of here. Man, get the fuck out of here.
What? You know how it is.
Man, you talking about this mank mouth motherfucker?
Man, I used to be in love with him.
Motherfucker, I used to be 21. But what the fuck that mean? You fucking serious? Man, god damn. I don't even know how to fucking feel about it. Man, I god damn. You my motherfucking ass. Man, if you don't dry them motherfucking tears up and get your motherfucking ass up, go, you finna... Man, god damn.
I used to love you, man.
I wouldn't give a fuck about used to. Man, god damn, I'm finna go out here and cut a motherfucking tree down or something. What the fuck you got going on, bro? Motherfucking ass, you got me fucked up, man. On the real, you got me fucked up. Get your motherfucking ass up here and dry your motherfucking eyes.
Baby.
He wasn't playing. He wasn't playing.
You cried over who?
My favorite thing is when he said, hell, I used to be 21.
I used to. But I holler. I was like, child, what's they gonna put right there? Baby, if I tell you
he is everything to me.
If I tell you he was not having her shoes,
What the fuck going on in here? You ain't paid a light bill or something?
How would y'all feel if your current lover was crying over their ex? Do you think that's normal?
I think it's. I wouldn't feel a type of way.
You said you would?
I would not. Mm-mm.
All right.
Because you don't know the type of relationship that they had, you know, because I had an ex that passed away.
I can still grieve the memories that we share and the person that you are. Just because we're exes don't mean that you're a bad person.
Yeah.
When Chappelle, you knew him. When, we hadn't been together for like 3 years. When Nathan died, I did grieve his death. I grieved his death hard. Because I really did love him, and that's who I was with when we adopted Sean. We had a really strong relationship. When he died, and I was in the grieving moment, the guy that I was engaged to at the time when I was in St. Louis, he left me and cheated on me because he felt like I didn't love him because I was grieving Nate.
Girl, now I want you to know now you have just gagged me. Because I did not know Nathan had died.
Oh, you did not know Nathan died? Oh my God. He died 2 years ago.
I never knew that.
Nathan was a very hard-headed and even Nicole, you knew Nathan. He was a very strong-willed man. Yeah, I think Nicole was one of the first people I called, and I cried to Nicole. Nathan was very strong-willed and very hard-headed. And he battled a cold, what he thought was a cold, for the longest. And so it finally got to the point to where he was so sick that he went to the hospital. He went to the hospital. Oh my God. He found out he had double pneumonia. He slipped into a coma and he never came out.
Wow.
Wow.
And so when
I'm
he
sorry,
died, and the part that I think that hurt me the most is I was at work, and the people that worked at the police department that knew me and worked with him, they didn't even call me and tell me he was in the hospital.
Wow.
I had to find out he was dead off of the internet.
Oh,
One of his fellow officers posted that he had died. And then after I made a post and said, I cannot believe he's dead, they said, we wanted to call you, but we just wasn't sure if that was the right thing to do. And so he said that he felt like it was me disrespecting our relationship because I was in mourning because Nathan had passed.
Wow.
And it had nothing to do with him. But it doesn't take away the feelings and the love that I had for this man that I was with for 8 to 9 years.
Yeah. Just because we're not together.
Oh my God.
You never know the situation, how we left or what we are now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm with you, and you got to be comfortable with that.
And I think that the part that broke me the most was that when I told Sean about it, Sean said, why did y'all do this? Why did y'all kill him? Because he did not even understand that it was him having an illness that took him away. And that's what broke me the most, because Sean was faulting me for Nathan being dead.
Oh, wow. And for those of you who don't know, Sean is her son. Oh my God! But I did not know that. Rest in heaven, Nathan. We're gonna move on to a lot of stuff. We're gonna move on to talk about pageants and all that kind of stuff like that. And I know switching from that.
It's almost 12 o'clock. One of my little dates just hit me up to why. Are you finished yet?
Oh, child.
Lord.
Oh Lord.
Excellence is water clear.
Yeah, tell him. You must have gave him a time, child. You must have gave him a time.
Well, he know what time is wrap up time.
Also, he started cleaning out early. He started cleaning. We started at 9. He started at 9 too.
Yes. Okay. He been eating Twizzlers and water all day.
We're gonna find out who's on the throne now, child. I went to Miss Georgia this week, and Taylor St. James ended up winning Miss Georgia US of A. She's on her way to Miss US of A in May, and also in May, Gloria Sanchez, who won Georgia US of A Classic, she will be competing at Miss US of A Classic, where Tasha Long will be giving up her title again.
Come on, Tasha, for the double whammy.
She'll be giving up her title again. And also, this weekend in DC, they had Miss Universal Latina. And I'm also a former, and so is Sasha Valentino, my sister. We ran together.
Yes. Shout out to Lorna.
Lorna Vonda won.
She looks sick, man. She looks sick.
Angel.
Lorna Vonda won Universal Latina. Angel won from Mr. Universal Latina Classic. Robbie also said Lawrence won Miss Universal Latina Plus, and Mr. Universal Latina is Mr. Kato X. And also down in the valley where the girls get naked, they have Ruby International. Is that what's Ruby International?
Yeah.
And Galliano Lauren Dupree Carlos won, and Christian Dior Harris. First runner up JT and Cyria Sinclair. Second runner up Robert Romeo Addiction. I think McCullum is just part of his real name, I'm assuming. Yeah, and I don't know. They put down there with Genesis. Okay. I like Genesis.
Yeah, Genesis.
Shout out to Genesis. And they also had Mr. US of A at large this past Tuesday night. Final night was Tuesday night in Dallas, Texas. And Ladarius gave up his pageant, Ladarius Jackson, and Little Nug was the winner out of 9 contestants. And when I got that child, somebody brought to my attention, he was the only non person of color in the pageant, and he won. Get your judge.
Did you say Lil Nub?
Look, his name is Lil Nub.
Oh,
Lil
okay.
Nub. He must
Yeah,
got
right.
that from sexual encounters.
Don't that sound like a butt plug?
You don't get this little nub out of here.
Nug, N-U-G-G. Mr. Gay USA is going on right now. We have some contestants in the pageant. Contravion is competing. Monterio is competing. I don't know. That's the only two I can think of.
Tim is competing.
Tim, I'm sorry, my grandchild Tim is competing. It's 12 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm liking that that sherbet green.
That's Tim.
I'm liking the gray.
On the end.
I like the sherbet green.
Oh, Dantel! Shout out to Dantel. That's him on the end, on the in all the gray.
Who in the sherbet green?
I think he got
that's Tim. That's my grandson Tim.
All right.
Contravion in the middle. That's Mr. US of A up at the top. So yeah, that's going on right now. We will find out who our new Mr. Gay US.
I'm going out there. I'll be out there final night.
Well, we know we can't count on you to take no pictures or nothing for the
Shout out to Glamorous. Shout out to Glamorous.
So we don't
Plush. Yes.
So Miss Glamorous Plush is Tuesday, July 12th, 2022. $5,000 in cash. You must be a fat ass and be 225 pounds.
You know what? You know what?
But see, let me tell y'all something. 225 pounds does not mean you can have a whole lot of silicone.
Yeah. You said you can do what, Chappelle?
You got to be 225.
No, you said you have to be a what?
You said you can have a whole lot of what?
Silicone.
Oh.
But let me tell y'all something. Y'all remember
you gotta be a fat ass. And that's PHAT.
Yeah. You remember when Pork Chop made them weigh Doré Saunders for that pageant?
Yes, they did. Yes, she did. And Doré had won the prelim the night before. She won the prelim the night before, so they kicked Doré out the pageant, and Victoria still didn't win. But the list went out.
Okay, so
wow.
So looking at this list of how many people, who are your top three?
20.
I don't have a top three.
Nope.
Oh, child, y'all okay.
I think Cheyenne will do well because she sing live.
Yeah.
Cheyenne is my top three.
Sandra would do well.
Y'all not gonna make me do a top three. I think Sandra will do great.
And I just don't know these girls work. A lot of these girls, I don't know they work.
They're all top three material.
See, I think
there you go, Haja.
I think Oz and Chappelle
because guess what? Just because we know girls that have good showings, sometimes when
they might not have a good showing that night.
That's why we said that's why we said who you think.
But guess what?
You're right.
I'm a base y'all have to also realize too, this is a solo talent pageant. Okay.
Oh well, Terry DeMore got this. It's over. It's over.
Terry in the pageant?
She do stand up, right?
Yeah, they be laughing at her.
Terry's not in the pageant.
She is.
Terry DeMore
on the bottom
in the pageant.
Oh yeah, she is. Okay, Terry. All right, Jim.
You better wrestle, Terry.
Well, we shall see, child.
She need to cook a pan of dressing for talent. She'll wear it out.
So I had came before we leave up out of here. I had came across a post the other day. Where it go, child? Let me find it, Jim.
Is it Aja's favorite post?
I don't know. I
think it's Aja's favorite post.
Well, no, it's this one right quick.
No, it's not that one.
No, it's not that one. I don't have to go to the boom boom room right now, so I can go over a little bit. Interesting question. Pageant system started including in their handbooks how much it costs to reign, so contestants would know in advance if they can afford to reign with pride. Serious thoughts and answers on it. Child, look, how you gonna put a price on my reign? You can't put a price on my reign because I done seen girls that is good in pageants but is horrible in shows. I done seen girls that's horrible in shows and I mean good in shows and horrible in pageants and still win a pageant because they had a good night. You know, you can't make, and I hate to say this, but in
go ahead and say it because maybe what I'm thinking.
It's the same person won Continental, and when she won Continental, they had all these expectations for her, but she was still that person that she was before she won Continental. So why are you gonna put these expectations on her? She didn't have clothes and stuff before she won.
Oh,
y'all wasn't seeing it before she won. You know, so why read her?
Go ahead, Chappelle.
My thing is, why read her because you expecting so much from her because she won Continental. That's not gonna make her do nothing different.
This is a different type of show now. Season 1, we used to say names. I guess we done changed.
Neil.
I'm just saying, we used to say names.
Neil.
We still say names. Dominique Chappelle. we still say names. But it's true though. It's true.
Yeah, but I think she had an amazing night.
She had a great night.
Yeah, she had an amazing night.
Yeah,
that year she was Miss Liberty. She was Miss Liberty, or she was giving up Miss Liberty. And I think one of the I think they said Stasha told her, "I want to work with you on some things." Probably talking about how she dressed and stuff. And then they both went to Continental, and that woman won.
Yeah, so you know, you can't put a price on how your reign is gonna be. You make your reign. So I done seen some phenomenal queens with bad clothes be great queens because they're personable. They're engaging with the people.
And I've seen people reign on social media and have a lot of contestants, and ain't did nothing, went nowhere.
I don't feel like the queen bring contestants. I
don't either.
Yeah, it's when people feel like getting ready for something. That's what they do. You know, how will their financial situation work out, and when they feel like doing it, you know.
Dave Chappelle niece. But I don't think the queen bring contestants either. You know,
who said Dave Chappelle niece?
But I think that it's how you make your reign. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how.
So what happened when the queen have no contestants?
Ooh, you know, you have to look at the system as well, not just the
because like that's like Coca-Cola, like you know, not selling not a Coke,
but
because,
you ain't go nowhere.
Because the promoting team can promote.
You ain't go nowhere and inspire nobody.
but
see,
also, the system didn't do nothing. What you say,
Nicole? People ain't doing this pageants like they used to because not as many stunt queens and boosters and stuff out here like that.
And it's a million pageants.
It is. They're just doing it for themselves. But I can't talk because I told my brother the other day if he didn't give me back my stolen fabric that I had just bought, that I was gonna put him on social media. Monty was trying to steal my stolen fabric that I had just bought. You know, so no man. but yeah, we're gonna go to commercial break and we will be right back. Bird.
What's that, Chappelle?
Girl, did I cut it off?
That commercial was played at the beginning. Did Nina pay double?
I played at the beginning and I played at the end because they paid for those things. But I do want to touch base on this before we go.
Well, Chavez, yeah, I want to get to Aja's favorite question.
Somebody had
Let
supposed
me
to
tell you
someone
something.
please explain my national
Let's get to
title.
Aja's favorite question.
Yes.
So when a person do a national title, do you think that their career ended after they won the national title? So all they
Hell
supposed
fuck no.
all they supposed to do is quote unquote national titles. There's a lot of places pages out here that call themselves national. They just
Yeah.
nationally known.
Well, let me tell you something. If I don't have a home base bar that I work to steadily, because a lot of times when you have a home base, you don't get the opportunity to travel a lot. Okay, well, I don't have a home base, so I'm gonna travel. And in order to get bookings, a lot of times you have to either be a representative or you have to keep yourself relevant. I'm gonna do me a bar pageant. If they get now, I ain't doing it for no $500. If the prize package is decent and I'm gonna work the year, you're gonna see me in
But
that
you
bar
won one
pageant.
of those. You won Miss Access in Columbus.
Miss Access, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And worked every month.
Yeah, and a stipend and all that kind of stuff like that,
Yes.
deal stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a
So
pageant. If
yeah,
it's worth the money,
absolutely.
if it's worth doing, and
And
you
the
got
thing
your
is,
stuff, compete.
I ain't even won a
Yeah.
national pageant or did a national pageant, but I know I don't think you get a pension after you give it up. So once you give it up, it's
Okay.
over. So you
Yeah.
gotta still find ways
And
to
that's
make money.
exactly absolutely.
Child.
Because
That's
y'all
like
don't want me
saying
wearing the same dresses.
but that's like saying if an actor wins an Oscar, don't accept any other awards to give the other actors a chance to win.
So true. So true.
Okay.
That's stupid.
When you can be sitting up winning the best actor award every year because I was good.
Girl, but that all falls into the heading of why is it any of your business anyway? If it's not
Right.
your pageant, why do you care? If it's not your
She was
pageant and not your
nervous.
money, why do you care?
Well, and if you're not giving all of the national title holders a stipend every month, why you
Why
care?
do you care? Stay out my purse. And speaking of national pageants, Western sent out a letter saying that they are going to do away with the classic division of the Westland brand. So we hate to see them go. They have a couple of great entertainers under their belt. I'm sure that
Yes,
they
they
will
do.
still be asking them to come back as farmers to perform and all that kind of stuff. But we hate to see that, when a pageant is no longer around. But at least they went out and they put out a statement saying that they're not coming back. They just did not come back. Because
Right.
that pageants do that. Girl, when you having this child, I'm still waiting. I don't know, well, maybe so, but they told y'all, that they're not coming back. So shout out to the Westland brand and Corey and who is his
No,
queen
it's not.
Mercedes.
Corey is
Mercedes.
elite. I mean, not elite, but Corey is the
Plus.
yeah.
I think it's the money and
Oh, it's the money
Mercedes.
and
The
Mercedes.
money and
right?
Mercedes.
Yeah.
Okay, the money and Mercedes. Yeah. Okay.
Corey is
So
the emperor.
shout out to them. Do they get to get? I think they get to give it up. They get to perform or something, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm
they
sure
get to
whatever it
perform.
is.
Yeah,
I'm sure whatever it is, they're gonna work
They're
it out.
actually
They're
bringing all of them. They're gonna bring Fantasia, all of them.
They're going out with a bang.
Yeah.
Big bang.
All right, big bang.
Come on.
Shout
the
out
Big
to
Bang
Hey You, I
Theory.
Love You, Savannah Westbrook. Savannah will be having the cabaret in Atlanta, Georgia, MBU weekend, and she has 3 spots open for anyone that's competing for the pageant, and she has 3 spots for any of the performers that want to perform. Those spots are for contestants that's competing, 3 spots for each one, the performers and contestants, to be on the cabaret. So if you want to do that, hit up Savannah
What night
Westbrook.
is it?
Thursday.
Let me see. I think I have the flyer.
It's that Thursday before the pageant.
Shout out to Savannah.
Shout out.
Savannah, I'm gonna hit you up, child. I'm gonna hit you up because I'm gonna be
But
at the
if you
universe.
haven't worked for the cabaret, advise you to hit her up because it is a great time. You make a lot of money. The folks are very responsive. They love drag, and if they love you, they will continue to follow you, and they're very supportive of drag. So shout out to Savannah and her Hey You, I Love You crew. Shout out to the NBU and North America people and Nina D'Angelo and all of them. And if you haven't subscribed, please go to subscribe to Chevelle Brooks 75 on YouTube and follow our Facebook page or Our Point of View. And click that like and all that kind of stuff like that. And also, if you want to subscribe with us, hit me up in my DMs and we'll work with you diligently and we can get you to advertise here on Our Point of View. Don't forget to click like, click share. We thank y'all so much for tuning in. Panelists, thank y'all so much. I love y'all. And I'll be in Raleigh tomorrow, so I hope I get to see some more of my grandkids and all that kind of stuff with some of the kids that live here. Y'all can drive. It's only an hour away. Everything real close down here.
Those in Dallas, I hope to see y'all at the bar. Buy me a drink or 2 or 3.
Yeah, and if you see us, I'll take a picture with us so we can shout you out of here on Our Point of View. Y'all have a good night, and we love y'all all. Good night.
Love y'all.
Good night.
Ooh, honey, I gotta go. I gotta go. Yes, God, honey, they had tuned in, baby. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. Oh, bye.